Welcome back to Big Feelings Lab. Today we're diving deep into a conversation about maternal abuse and the long journey toward healing. I'm here with Samantha, whose courage in sharing her story is both heartbreaking and hopeful.
Yeah, right. Thank you for having me. This is terrifying, but I know how isolating maternal abuse can feel. If my story helps even one person feel less alone, it's worth every word.
Let's start with the hardest question. Can you help us understand what it was like to be abused by your mother?
Yep. People always say a mother's love is unconditional, but my mother's love was violently conditional. I was beaten regularly with belts, wooden spoons, whatever was nearby. But, yeah, the physical abuse wasn't even the worst part. She would look at me with such hatred and say things like, "You ruined my life. I wish you were never born." Or, "You remind me of every mistake I ever made."
That must have been devastating for a child to hear from someone meant to love and protect them.
It destroyed me. When you're little, your mother is your whole world, your safe haven. Instead, I spent my childhood walking on eggshells, desperately trying to be perfect enough to earn even a scrap of her love.
You mentioned that she said you reminded her of her past. Did you ever understand what she meant by that?
Yeah, right. Not as a child. Later, I learned she had me very young after an abusive relationship. In her eyes, I represented every, mistake she made, her lost youth, her trauma. I was just a little girl who needed a mother. I couldn't fathom why my very existence made her so angry.
And that must have deeply affected your sense of self. You started believing you were fundamentally unlovable.
Yep, exactly. I thought there was something horribly wrong with me, like I shouldn't exist at all. I became invisible, trying to take up as little space as possible, hoping that maybe if I was quiet, I'd escape the next outburst.
I respect how raw that feels, but don't you think it's a bit too one-dimensional to say that the fault was solely hers? I mean, isn't it also a reflection of how society imposes this ideal of unconditional maternal love?
I see your point. It is complex indeed. Society tells us mothers are sacred, yet when a mother inflicts abuse, it shatters every belief about safety and love. The blame isn't on us, but on her inability to heal her own pain.
Moving forward, how did you begin to heal after such trauma?
Yeah, about 7 years ago, after another failed relationship, I had a breakdown. In therapy, when my therapist asked about my relationship with my mother, I broke down sobbing and said, "What relationship?" She hated me. That hit me hard, realizing finally that I wasn't unlovable. I began reparenting myself, speaking to myself kindly even when I made mistakes, like a loving caregiver would.
So, reparenting becomes a way to fill the void left by what never existed.
Right, exactly. I learned to celebrate small victories, comfort myself, and build a chosen family of friends and mentors who, unlike my mother, could offer unconditional care.
And now, despite the lingering pain, thriving means waking up without dread and knowing you deserve love because you always did.
Yes. And to any survivor out there, you are not responsible for your mother's inability to love you. Your experience is valid, and healing is possible even when the scars run deep.
Thank you so much, Samantha, for sharing your journey with such raw honesty.
Yeah, thanks for holding space for this conversation. And to anyone listening who sees a part of their own story in mine, remember, you always deserved love, and there's help available. Crisis support lines and therapy resources are out there to guide you. Stay safe and keep healing.